When we talk about the latest generation steel foundries, Besco Rail is the one which is setting new standards in the Indian foundry space. We are Besco Rail Products Limited and we cause the future. Spread over 80 acres of land with a covered area of over 15,000 square meters, the foundry is situated at Mukma in Jharkhand. Besco Rail has the ability to design and manufacture critical steel castings of any specification. Ensuring parity to global norms, practices and prevalent international standards in production, the plant has an installed capacity of 18,000 metric ton per annum. This facility is certified as a Class A foundry under IS 12117-1996 by RDSO. It is also an ISO 9001-2008 and ISO 14001 compliant facility. Advanced software and computer-aided methoding assist us in attainment of near-to-net dimensions. The foundry houses latest generation equipment with advanced PLC systems, which has ensured standardization of process and products with least human intervention. Graded scrap is used in the arc furnace for melting to ensure superior quality of metal. Sampling is done at various stages to ensure strict control on chemistry. The furnace temperature is continuously monitored to ensure metal pouring temperature. Ladles are fitted with argon purging mechanism, which ensure reduction of inclusion levels in the molten metal. Of the various critical processes of manufacturing a casting, mold making is the most important. At Besco, it is entirely carried out on a flaskless, no-bake automatic molding loop that assures repetitive high-volume production with a capacity of 6 complete molds per hour. Sand is prepared from the PLC-controlled, articulated continuous mixer of 60 tons per hour capacity. The sand-filled pattern box is transported to the rollover station to strip the pattern, followed by mold surface hardening in the infrared dryer. Painting of the mold is done using the flood coating system and the subsequent curing and drying of the mold is carried out in the tunnel dryer. Besco are the first in India to have implemented 2 core shooters of 110 litres and 50 litres capacity for production of cores for railway castings. These are capable of shooting a unit core weight of 160 kgs and 75 kgs respectively in a single shot. The mold closing stations are integrated to the main molding loop. Closed molds are transferred to the pouring line located in the adjacent bay by mechanized transfer cars. Pouring is done by the way of bottom pouring ladles. The cast molds remain on the pouring loop line, providing sufficient cooling time before the demolding on the vibratory table. The knocked out sand after primary processing for breakdown from lumps to fine particles is then sieved for dust extraction before being reclaimed by mechanical attrition and thermal process to be reused. We don't generate waste sand and thus reduce the load on the environment. At Besco Rail, we successfully attain a dust-free environment through the use of pneumatic sand handling system. Castings are then processed for riser removal and shot blasted before being heat treated appropriately based on chemistry and requirements of the customer. 3 electrically energized heat treatment furnaces with latest generation PLC control systems have been installed. Normalizing of castings is done in a 15-ton double bogie furnace, whereas hardening and quenching is done in a grooved hearth 8-ton furnace. The automatic quenching arrangement brings the casting out and immerses them into water within 60 seconds of its exit from the furnace. Heat treatment with controlled uniform temperature leads to a better microstructure, resulting in reduced wear that lessens slack, thus improving life of the manufactured steel casting. Heat-treated castings are shot blasted before being fetted, machined and gauged. Suspended shot blasting makes the surface of the casting free from any sticking sand particles. This is done in a continuous automatic hanger-type shot blasting machine. Castings are finished and inspected as per approved gauges before assembly. Besco Rail has positioned itself as a major exporter as well as a domestic supplier of cast steel components, primarily for railroad applications. Attainment of highest degree of product integrity and quality norms is mandatory to ensure elimination of failure, and our stated objective is to have 0 defects. Besco Rail Products Limited has set up their testing and inspection facilities commensurate with this fundamental requirement. Our fully functional labs and quality assurance setup help us produce certified output. Besco Rail is committed to assuring a workplace protecting the health and the safety of its employees. Aided with modern-day environmental protection systems and waste recycling systems, the plant adheres to high standards of environmental protection and sustainable development. The plant, located at Mugma, falls in the proximity of the dedicated freight corridor, which is a major advantage as we envision expansion to integrate manufacture of complete railway rolling stock at this location. Besco affirms its lasting commitment to comply and exceed the expectations of our valued customers. It is an honor to be commended by Member Mechanical Railway Board as one of the plants in India which is future ready.